Hey, look who we have in the house! Literally in my house. This is Miss Margot Wilde.
Hi.
Miss Margot, where can these divas find you? What's your tea? What's your fantasy? What's your background?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
As far as background, this can all be edited out, I hope. Just me out of a whole video.
Imagine if I upload this and it's just like...
And it's just half the screen. And you just hear like Peanuts music every time I speak. Oh my God, iconic.
No, I would never do that to you, diva.
I would do that to me, though. That's funny as hell.
Not the self-deprecating.
No, I love it. No, I've been doing drag as Margot actually since about the same time that Miss Glitterous was. That's so special to me. Anyway,
yeah, we're literally sisters.
Because it's so special. But no, I've been doing a lot of gigs here in the Greenville area and in Western North Carolina. I've lived there for a couple of years. Just moved back to the area. So if you're a Greenville girly, come see us.
Literally.
We out here performing, having a good time.
Yes, the upstate South Carolina in general, girls. Yeah. We got drag for you.
Working on it, girl. You will know Greenville drag so soon.
So soon. Greenville drag is honestly so kind.
And it's growing. Like, I'm so proud of just like the girls and the
and two, it's so diverse. I feel like Greenville drag is all over the place. Like, absolutely. I feel like we're holding space for alternative girls as much as we do for pageant girls. It hasn't always been like that.
No.
Not to shade anybody, but it's not always been like that. But lately, Miss 2025.
It's good. I'm excited.
In 47's America.
Come on.
Anyway, we're gonna glue our brows down, do that whole process off camera, and then we'll be back for a little key. Maybe we'll ask some questions or something. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. This might be like we're doing a chill get ready with me essentially.
Yeah.
We didn't even say what we were doing.
Just stay. It'll be fun.
You're the crown, one queen of the ball. I'm the urban legend causing you to fall down on your knees and beg me, please. Mommy Glitterous, feed me, please. Mirror, mirror on the wall.
I was trying to expose your plastic bag.
Bro, this is a makeup bag too. All makeup bags are real.
Exist.
Yeah. All drag is valid, bitch.
Okay, so our brows are on. We feel like we're getting the femme to see. Well, and for me, the them to see.
Me too, girl.
The them to see. Wait, okay, so that actually is. What are your pronouns in drag?
In drag, she, her, they, them. I'm good with whatever. You can always they, them, me. Always, regardless of what I'm wearing or who I am at the moment. But in drag, like she, they.
She, they. Okay.
You know, a little fluid. You know?
Yeah. My pronouns are fully she, it.
I love it.
In drag.
I love just shit, you know? That's...
Girl, you said it.
It was supposed to be a joke.
Girl, you said it.
Happen as funny as I thought it would. Okay.
So what is the look giving today? I'm like looking for my palette of the day. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna be using mostly from this Beauty Bay Matte Bright. We're going to be giving a kind of poppy pink Sabrina Carpenter fantasy a little bit.
Okay, Miss Carpenter.
We're going for a little more of like a mature brow.
A little
groomed, a little snatch.
Yes.
But yeah, kind of a very classic Margot pink.
I love that. I'm definitely doing pops of green tonight. On my mustache. I think I'm going to try to go green with it.
Are we pink and green again? Are we Glenda and Alphabet always and forever? Always and forever?
Dearest, darlingest Momsy and Popsicle, my dear father. There's been some confusion over rooming here at Shiz. My whole life long. Boom! Oh!
Well,
that is
actually, probably
Margot and Glitter's deep cut.
That's not even a deep cut. We did that in public 2 months ago, baby.
We sang live from Wicked, and it was
kind.
It was kind.
It was kind. It was camp.
I called a now dear friend Pitchy in the audience.
Yeah, that was crazy. I can't believe you did that. I was like,
I can't believe I did that either.
Like when you said that, I like looked over and I was like,
it was a joke.
I was like, don't bully the girls.
A little pitchy, but great, thank you. What is this feeling so sudden and new? I felt the moment I laid eyes on you.
Miss Andrew, check her out. If you're seeing this, girl, you were not pitchy. I watched that video and it was me that was pitchy, girl. It was fully me. And that's okay. And I'm not ashamed of that because I am a performer and I am a singer and I was just having an off night, y'all.
Yeah, no. And that's your truth. And that's your truth.
Screaming. Screaming. What if I do this face and I just become Susie Toot?
What if you just become Susie Toot for the night?
Just forever, girl.
Ew.
Susie Toot and I can just morph into the same person.
No, I would hate that. Then we wouldn't have Miss Margot Wilde.
That's so true. I do think what she serves is cunt, but it's not for me. Like, to do. It's for me to enjoy.
Exactly. Okay, so while I start on my eye, I do kind of want to ask a couple questions.
Please,
if you're
anything you want to know.
willing to listen.
My legs are up, my book is open.
Okay, girl. Let's get into it.
Being from a religious background, come on, trauma. I used to do a lot of like video ministry and like.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And so there was a project one time that my father, the pastor, got me involved on where he literally sat me down in front of like a green screen and on a chair and he was like, tell me about your sins. It was weird. Shit was weird.
And you talked about them?
To a degree.
Okay.
But I was also like 14.
Were you like...
This was exploitation of child labor.
Did you know you were queer?
I mean, yes, but I didn't want him to know that at that point.
Okay, so you were like talking about your sins, but in a very demure way.
I think I lied to mom kind of shit, you know?
Oh, okay.
You know.
And then
Sorry,
they used
God.
that for something?
I don't remember what it was used for. It might have been just like it wasn't just me, it was like other like church members too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It was a wild time in the life of Margot Wilde.
So I also grew up religious. That's really interesting. Talk to me about what it was like to like be a pastor's kid. Like, cause I definitely had my own experience with that, but I'm very curious to hear what your experience was.
No. Honestly, like childhood's a weird one for me because like I don't know exactly what I mean, we've talked about it a little bit just in being friends, but like childhood is interesting for me because I feel like I can look back and justify, you know, like from their perspective, everything that happened and be like, no, it wasn't that bad. Like that wasn't as like scary as I remember it. And then I sat down with a therapist for the first time, go figure. And they were like, hey babes, that's fine. Like,
so actually that is kind of insane.
Yeah. But so I have to be really intentional with myself to be honest with myself about it. Because it was like the very Southern Baptist kind of culture.
Yeah.
Where like I remember times when I was going through shit, like as a teenager, like, you know, normal stuff that really wasn't a big deal, but at the time to me, it was huge. And my parents would be like, okay, well, you know, so-and-so from the church, just like their mom just died. So that's a little more important. And we're going to like go comfort them first. Which like, yeah, that's the right thing to do. But like, maybe don't phrase it that way to your kid.
Well, and don't also like, it seems so toxic and like counterintuitive to position like your work, because if you're a pastor, like it's your job, and to like prioritize your work over your family definitely doesn't seem like it would lead to fully confident individuals once they're out of that, you know?
Right. And I think that's a lot of the reason why most pastors' kids either end up queer or in jail. Because you don't necessarily...
Wait, do you think pastors turn their kids gay?
Most pastors' kids are gay, yeah. In some way. That's my experience. Even the ones who aren't are.
Even those who aren't are. Oh my
girl,
God.
I remember what happened in that baptistry.
Oh.
I know, girl.
What?
High school was a weird time. Church lock-ins, dangerous places.
Oh,
young,
yeah.
horny boys at 2:00 in the morning.
Whoa. Was that like...
Blow.
Was the church, like where you had your first queer experiences?
You know what? Yes and kind
like,
of no.
Like crushes type deal. Like was that?
Yes and no,
church?
And all of it trauma. No, I was.
We don't have to get into it. If you
Oh
don't
no,
want
it's not. I mean, it's not bad. Like, well, some of it's kind of bad, but like it's fine. No, actually, my like first was another pastor's kid.
Okay.
And we were just like curious and pubescent and you know whatever. But that like happened and then happened for a while.
Was that your like first relationship?
No, I mean not really. We were just kind of, you know, playing around.
Mm-hmm.
We were also quite young.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
You can decide whether you air this or not. But yeah, like all of that happened, and you know, is what it is. And I had my first boyfriend actually in high school.
Okay.
A guy from my homeschool co-op, because we were homeschooled. It was a time.
So throughout all this, were you like accepting of your queerness, or were you very much like self-hate vibes about it?
You know, I think I really went back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like I didn't know. Like, I didn't know if it was like a phase or if it was something that I was gonna, you know, just choose. I even dated a girl for 2 years to try to like figure it out or cover it up or whatever. So we dated in high school. I dated that girl for 2 years in high school. I hope you're doing well. You are married now, so I guess that's good for you. She'll never see this video.
Well,
but actually,
never say never.
When we broke up, a lot of us breaking up was because, and if you are watching this video, here's news to you. A lot of us breaking up was because I was like trying to come to terms with my queerness. But at the time, I was still so deeply in the religious community that I was like, oh, I just need to like be closer to Jesus.
Interesting. Yeah. I feel like I had a similar experience, except my blossoming, if you will, came a lot later. I was in college and fully like, I had just turned 18 when I even started any type of relationship with anybody, you know? My first boyfriend was my freshman year boyfriend. And it was like, it was my first everything.
Wow.
Because I knew I was queer for like most of my life.
Sure.
But it was just something that like, especially coming up in a very Latin household, it was just, it was not something that I even had the vocabulary for, like you were talking about.
Context is everything. Like really, really.
Because you need the vocabulary, you need, you know, words to describe these feelings that you're just not given the emotional vocabulary to even talk about sometimes.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's really interesting that we both had, you know, pastor fathers, but we came into ourselves, if you will.
Yeah. Well, and honestly,
or in
like,
first relationships at different times in life.
Well, and then how that has actually like really equipped me and prepared me for life now,
Mm.
and to live truthfully and to like be okay with a lot of things, and even to help other people in that situation.
Do you feel like you live truthfully? Like, do you feel like drag is part of like you living truthfully? Like, let's talk gender too.
Yeah,
like, let's get into
absolutely.
that.
I was a COVID envy, so that changed my trajectory. You know, like a COVID baby, but it was just it's a they them.
You turned into you went they them.
I
with
turned into
COVID
a non-binary during COVID. No, yeah, it's I actually think it was the only time that I could take off like the metaphorical like gender mask, and like I could just exist because I was by myself. And it was like the first time that I just like could really acknowledge, I actually don't think that I'm like a guy or like a man or a woman.
Yeah.
And I'm like both, and I'm neither.
Were you living on your own?
So I actually, from my very Christian conservative university, was allowed to stay on campus until the end of the technical semester, so from March to May. And then at the transition there, I actually went home to my parents' house. Okay. But I had like my own space. And so it was a really interesting like contradiction of like me finding myself and also feeling really trapped in history and like in what used to be.
Had you come out as queer yet?
Kind of. So I came out to my father on Christmas Eve of 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, and
you were what?
I was 19.
Oh.
Just a little baby.
Little baby.
And I almost wrecked my car because the anxiety was so bad.
Wow.
And when I stopped panicking and, you know, was still crying, he said, hey, if you want me to pay for therapy for that, I will. And I said, great, let's never speak of this again. And we haven't.
Oh.
And then
to
this day. And he gave me a week to tell my mother, or he was going to tell her. And I probably should have just let him do that, but I decided that I wanted to do that. And so I told her, and she cried every time she saw me for 4 days.
Wow.
And we've not spoken about it since, either of them. That is fine.
So let's bring it back to Margot. Like,
Yeah, of course.
Where does Margot fit into this? Where did Margot come to fruition? When did like your desire to want to do drag like start? Like, was it Drag Race? Was it Divine? Was it my idol Elvira?
We love her.
Like, she sits above my
doll
vanity.
is like perfect. She's so cunty.
My boyfriend just bought this for me out of the blue one day.
I love that.
Oh, that's so cute.
That is a boyfriend win right there.
And she sits right up here above my
Hell
vanity
yeah. She
mirror.
watches over you like Jesus used to watch over my grandmother. Oh my god. Yeah, so Margot I actually started doing drag makeup because of theater school. And like we were playing with different like gender actually at my Christian university.
Me too.
Playing like gender flipped like stage makeup and stuff. And I was really bad at it.
Wait, they taught you it?
Yeah. Because you're doing theater and like even some straight people are okay with cross-dressing sometimes. So started there and I just started playing with makeup and shapes. And I was like, drag queens exist.
What do you have a memory of when you like first saw a drag queen, or is it just like it's always kind of been present?
I think within the theater, I probably in the camera look like I'm like dying because I can't think. I'm not sure if there's like an exact moment. I think like, I knew RuPaul existed, but like, we all do. But do we? There will be no RuPaul shade coming out of my mouth before.
No, that wasn't shade or anything. No, I was just like, I didn't know about RuPaul until I was in college.
Well, I think same, but I think it was one of those moments for me where I was like, oh, that's who that is.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, okay, right. But no, I think just playing with shapes and colors and like seeing like, queens on Instagram and TikTok, like that was a big deal. Because people like, that's something that our generation had that a lot of people before
True.
So being able to kind of figure out like, oh, I really appreciate, and that of course got me into Drag Race and like started all of that. And I just started playing with makeup actually in my dorm room at my Christian university. The first time I performed in full drag was in an acting class at my Christian university.
That's insane.
Isn't that it? Honestly, it's one of my favorites.
How did they let you do that?
My professor, who was kind of like a mentor to me in a lot of ways and is still a friend of mine, was like, she had our final for our acting class was to embody someone else through a lip sync. And I said, that sounds like drag. And little gay Rowan just raised their little hand and said, I need you right now to tell me not to be a woman if you don't want that. She goes, do whatever you want. And I said, no, I think you need to understand that if you don't stop me right now, I'm going to show up to this class in full drag as a woman.
And you said this in front of everyone?
I said this in front of the entire class. They all knew I was queer. Girl, everybody knew. But she said, do whatever you want. And so I put on the worst share drag you've ever seen. Ooh. Anyway.
Another shudder.
The worst share you've ever seen. And didn't get in drag again until I performed as like full drag again, until I performed as Margot the first time at Delighted to Be Here's little
yeah and that's where we like really met, and it's both of our like true start date.
And like I feel like I can really feel like the pedal, hitting the gas, like we're even going faster now.
Period. Yeah, no. We're about to hit our 2-year drag anniversary, and I just feel, isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
And it just like, I don't know, the amount that we've been able to achieve and just like get our names out there in honestly that short span of time, like has been, and with, for me, it's just like, for both of us, we live in the South. It's not like we have resources. It's not like either of us have drag moms, like at all. This is, we're self-birthed. At my own puss. So like presently you have just moved back to Greenville. It's the first time I'm getting to like actually like hang out with you and see you. But presently, like what do you see yourself building for yourself, for Margot? What kind of drag does Margot want to do? What kind of drag does Margot do? What kind of drag do you want to bring to the upstate? Like
Theater? I think theater for sure. I actually like one of my biggest inspirations is Jinx Monsoon and like the things that she's been able to do on Broadway and like Doctor Who, big nerd over here.
I finally finished that season. It's so
cunty. I like it. I'm excited for the new one.
I have opinions though.
Yeah, no, and that's fair.
So we're talking about presently what Miss Margot wants to bring to the upstate.
Yes. So I am a theater queen. I always will be, and I'm just like, I'm always so in awe of performers like Jinx, and like being able to incorporate like drag and gender expressionism through theater in a way that's very genuine and very authentic. So I would love to get involved, in some of the theaters here as well, but also like try to bring more of that theatrical element to my drag, just like in a regular show. So I even think like, we had even talked about before doing like maybe some like drag improv or like some different things like that.
We need to do that so bad.
I think it would be so much fun.
Wait, oh my god, wait. Okay, no, we need to talk about that once we're off camera, because I feel like I have
you guys will have to buy tickets for that.
I have the perfect opportunity for that, actually.
Okay. No, I'm so down. I'm gonna get off camera real quick to grab a palette. And by that I mean just lean over. But yeah, so theater, more drag. I definitely do a very like pop diva kind of thing. In my mind, Miss Margot Wilde is very Miley Cyrus, very Sabrina Carpenter, child Disney star turned cunty pop icon. So very, very Ariana Grande, very Miley Cyrus, kind of that vibe. Which actually takes me to telling you how I got my drag name, because I started with an even worse drag name.
Not an even worse. You don't like your drag name now?
I love my drag name. I just mean that before she was bad.
What was your first drag name? Expose it.
I was gonna be Semi Lovato. Yeah. And you know what? Miss Delighted to Be Here said, "Hey baby, no." And I said, "Okay, work."
Wait, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Demi Lovato is kind of truly insane.
It's bad. It's crazy.
What? Like,
who let me do that?
You wanted to be Demi?
No, but I do. I have kind of idolized Demi off and on throughout my life, and I thought, oh my god, play on words, because
drag.
Semi like Demi, semi like drag, semi like maybe like a semi hard on, like a little dick
Not
joke.
a chub. Not you calling yourself chub.
Miss Simi died, rest in peace. Not Catholic, but yeah. And then Miss Margot was born because go wild is like a little play on words I can do. But I just kind of love the playful vibes of the name Margot. It's always been one of my favorites. And so to kind of incorporate that into a character, into a performance, it makes me feel the most authentic and me for, my like little drag persona.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And so yeah, to be able to like have a little bit of a play on like an old Hollywood kind of like Margot Wilde, like she was in movies in the golden age of Hollywood kind of thing. Kind of that undertone is where that came from.
Oh, okay, that I understand. Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
Cool, I love that. I just got my drag name because I wanted to be stupid.
And you know what, girl, you are. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, stupid, disclaimer, YouTube, stupid is the highest compliment I could ever give anyone.
Right.
I call my best friends
okay,
stupid
save.
all the
You're trying to
time.
save yourself.
No, I'm dead serious. I love a stupid bitch.
Let's get them in here. Let's see if that's true.
A stupid bitch. Really?
Yeah, let's get them in here.
Murray! Come here. Come here, you're on camera.
Hello.
Magically, we've made my bestie appear.
Wait, you should come stand back behind here because I need to fact check some things.
I can do that.
Miss Margot just called me crazy,
I
wild.
told you stupid.
Well, I was getting there. I was trying to make it inflammatory. Is stupid a compliment to Miss Margot?
Yeah, it is.
Are you serious?
Well, she got it from me.
Oh,
First of all,
so she's a thief.
Caught on camera. Thief caught on camera. No.
she gets a lot of her bits from me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, I have a muse, girl. Ooh.
It's like a running joke because I'll like have a funny thing that I do, and then she starts doing it and does it so much that I have to stop.
Show me the receipts.
Yes, you recently. That's my thing.
You were excited when I told you.
You have to stop.
The girls
it's
are
my
fighting.
favorite.
No, I think you're stealing someone else's bits and taking credit for it. I think is what's happening.
And she does. Stupid and dumb are the highest compliments. Actually, we have another friend who also does this. Dwight. Anyway.
That's crazy.
There you go. Do you
Okay,
want
so
any tea?
you're also the disgraced former roommate of Miss Margot Wilde.
What do you mean disgrace?
Inflammatory.
As in, Margot left you.
To be fair, it was my idea.
Thank you.
Because I was sick of this bitch, so.
Oh.
That's not true. I've cried all week. You saw me cry.
This is going on YouTube for millions.
For billions, even.
The entire country of Chile is going to watch this video. I picked a country.
Okay. Oh, this art on the wall is really good.
I don't know why I picked Chile, but they have good food and it's beautiful there.
But can you tell us like a crazy story about living with Miss Margot Wilde?
I don't know if it's anything I can put.
No, honestly,
Clean
go
it
for
up.
it. I'm
Clean
putting
it
my
up.
life
Clean it
on
up.
the internet.
Clean it up.
I
Clean it
don't
up
think
for
I
the
did.
for internet.
Can you cut things if I say something that we can't put online?
Oh, absolutely. I'll mute of it.
Oh my god, just censor this
Just
entire
censor it.
part. Hilarious.
You'd have to, because my most recent favorite is when please never use that clip out of context. I swear to God.
I just got lightheaded. I got lightheaded from laughing so much. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. I even am coming at you with a little he cam fantasy. I'm butching it up. I'm trying to tantalize you divas. But where were we, Margot? We were talking about the present and now the future of Margot.
Yeah, so I just, like we said, moved back to the area, leaving my bestie and wife and lover behind. We're not lovers.
Love and marriage.
Anyway, do with that what you will. But yeah, no, I'm actually hoping.
Hoping.
Not a word.
No, that is a word now. Hoping.
It's really being open with a hoping, you know?
I love that.
No, I'm hoping to be able to do like change my career a little bit, and by that I mean like day job situation, so that I can focus on drag more. I'm honestly like, I am so like, I look up to you in a lot of ways because of the way that you like center your career around your art. And I will
let me tell you, it was not on purpose. I just couldn't find work. And so I was like, well, this is making me some money on the weekend, so let's lean into it. So that's what I just committed. And I feel like you never change anything. You never change your situation. You never change your life unless you commit.
That's
to
why I
something.
moved. Like, that's the whole reason is I love living with you, and I loved our little apartment, even though 3rd floor and stairs.
and I don't have dishes.
And we're not talking about that.
Okay.
I had gotten myself, I went through like a really weird job situation at the end of 2023. And I really needed to grow from that, heal from that.
Which
and
that was
like,
crazy.
you know,
It was insane.
it happened. But I actually like still
Shade
have,
them publicly. No, I'm
Girl,
kidding. I'm
no,
kidding. I'm
and
kidding.
the reason that I won't is because I do still have like a working relationship with a lot of those people.
Okay.
And I do have respect for them, and I've come a long way from that place. Like, it wasn't the right time for me to be working there, and I own that.
That's so mature.
On camera, publicly.
I send this too. Just kidding.
Horrible. Yeah, no, I think I needed a year to like figure out how to like survive, and now I'm ready to thrive. And so a big part of that is performing in drag and like queer community here in the upstate, and also like connecting that more to the Asheville community and things like that, because I really care about Western North Carolina as well. So yeah, that's kind of the future, is just moving forward. We're chugging along and seeing, you know, if we can some in the process.
I love that. I feel like we'll definitely do some cool things in Greenville.
Well, and I'm starting to work on some like more filmed content like this. You can
Talk about your podcast.
Yeah, I'll be releasing. I actually haven't officially announced it yet, so this is like sneak preview for the House of Glitter fans. But I'll be releasing a podcast later this year called That's Wild with Margot Wilde, and we'll probably feature both of these lovely humans at some point. But just an opportunity to kind of explore.
Wait, you don't hate me?
Girl.
I'm kidding.
No, I hate your guts.
Oh, right.
No, it's
My
just
bad.
an opportunity to explore life and explore drag, and like I think so many things are so many things are like, it's incredible to look at things from a new perspective, and that's something that I'm really passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to find like a more like lifestyle kind of approach to anything in life, like if someone's passionate about something, I want to bring them on and talk to them about it so that I can learn through their eyes, like the things that they love and the things that they're passionate about is kind of the goal there.
I love that. That sounds like a really interesting podcast. I listen. Okay, so we've done some work off camera. Ooh, there's powder on my camera. So we're gonna finish up, get in full geesh, and then be back. Is there anything you want to tell the girls before we are back in full drag?
Support local drag artists, y'all.
Clock
This
it.
shit is not easy, and it's expensive, and it takes time. We've been in this room for 72 years, and we're not even done.
It's been 4 hours.
She's done. I don't know, girl. We're working.
Wait, how long has it actually been?
Not too long.
When did we start? Like 4-ish?
It's 5:50.
Okay, like 2 hours. Yeah, that's not
We're
too bad.
professionals.
And we've been yapping too.
That's so true. But yeah, no, support local drag. And if you're not, like, be better. Anyway, bye.
Bye. See you in just a second. And here are the final looks. I kind of went clown to see. I did not mean to go clown, but we're clown. We're like rock clown tonight.
I love it. It gives.
And you are giving tell the girls.
A little doe-eyed, a little demure, a little like pop diva, pop icon.
Yes, I love this mug. Well, we're about to go to the gig, so we're about to head out. But tell the girls, where can they find Miss Margot Wilde?
Yeah, girl, I'm on Instagram. I am on Twitter, currently known as X or whatever shit. I am on Venmo, girl. I got Cash App. It's either Margot Wilde or MS Margot Wilde anywhere. So
Period.
Find me.
Any last tidbits for the divas? I feel like today we talked about religious trauma.
We did.
We talked about drag.
Yeah.
We talked about tea.
Live authentically is like.
Live authentically.
I feel like process your shit, work through your trauma, find your community, and be hot while you do it. Like, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and, don't expect other people to do the emotional work for you, baby.
Yeah.
Even in Trump's America, I feel like we still have a responsibility to each other to still be caring to each other.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, and even more so. Like, that's what queer people do.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Oh. Well, if you like this video, subscribe, like it, leave a comment. I'll also put Margot's socials in the description. Let me know if you like this kind of video. This is new for me. You're our first official drag guest. That's actually crazy.
I'm imagining like cheers happening in the video.
Wait, Aurora, cheer. We have Miss Aurora in the house. You want to make a little appearance, Aurora?
Come.
This is my drag daughter.
Yes, Miss Aurora.
She's here in the studio. The studio, aka my bedroom.
A bedroom
It's
is
a studio.
My studio.
With this killer vanity.
With this killer vanity that Miss Aurora sourced for me. All right, well, we're gonna head out. Thanks for hanging out, Miss Margot.
Thank you for having me. I love you.
Let's go do this goddamn show.
Let's do some drag.
Let's go do some drag.
Why not?
Bye.
Bye.